What's up, guys? It's your boy Xavier here, and this is Layman in the Morning. Um, Episode 18, I think. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually very self-conscious. As you notice, my intros, I'm trying to hit the timing correctly on that beat drop for my intro music, and right there, I promised to God that I missed it. I'm pretty sure. It's fun to look back at it in editing and just be like, oh shit. When I get it on point, and you guys know, I don't hear the music. It's just ambience and birds shitting themselves out here. So I'm just guessing in my head the whole time. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just kind of gauging it. I listen to that song a lot. It's for those of you that give a fuck. It's Mighty Morphin Foreskin by Captain Murphy. Check that song out. It is fantastic. The original sample is probably dope too. I haven't delved into that. But here we are. Hey, look at me making conversation about nothing. Look at me talking about a whole bunch of nothing. But what else is this podcast? Um, there's actually the biggest spider on the side of my house right now, and I also have to pee a little bit. So we're just gonna see what happens. I chose not to go back upstairs and pee because I just wanted. And there's a spider. I'm just gonna keep looking at for an hour. I gotta pee and there's a spider, and I I I, I kind of just want to see what happens. I'm a man that enjoys mystery. I was gonna say I'm a man of mystery, but I'm pretty much an open book on here. I said a lot more than I needed to, and yeah, we're just kind of gonna see what happens. Maybe I'm gonna do the potty dance 30 minutes in. Maybe I'm gonna wet myself. Who knows? I do it for the views. I'll do it for the views. Per usual, it's hot as fuck out here, and I also have no topics. But I did want to do a top 5 albums of the mid-year list. So we're just gonna see what happens with that. I knew I was gonna do this. I just kind of want to knock the bad boy down. It's the biggest daddy long legs, daddy long legs, more than one leg, leg and multiple legs. Um, I've ever seen on the side of my house, and I'm just gonna abstain from looking at it. What are we gonna talk about until we get? I kind of want to just throw some exposition in there until we get to the I guess at least 30 minutes in, so we can talk about these albums. I don't know. I can when I get going though, I talk for a while, and I don't want it to be 40 minutes in and then I start because that happens all the time, and that's what happens with the episode where I talked about politics and stuff like. I mean politics. I mean, what the fuck do I know? I kind of just slandered Trump and Biden for 20 minutes, so that's always fun. Politics. Are we going to talk about politics again? Is that what we want to do? Is that the move right now? Is that a vibe on a Saturday morning? I'll tell you what the vibe is right now. I'll tell you what the vibe is. I kind of want to establish a vibe, though. There's already a vibe here, but I kind of just want to make sure it stays here. I kind of just want to make sure that the vibe sticks around. Um, what are we feeling today, guys? I had fun last time I played music for the intro, and it got me going. It got me hyped, and it got me jazzed, bro. I'm trying to. That's why I'm trying to stand up more. Um, I'm trying to go back to standing up in this podcast because a couple episodes ago I was on a nice little sitting streak, but I feel like my energy just kind of is represented by the position of my body, whatever the hell that means. I just made that up. I 1,000% made that up. I didn't know where I was going with that sentence, and it ended up being off a cliff. I don't know. I just feel like when I sit, it's less energy exuberated to the audience. So I gotta, there is something that sits. Speaking of sitting and standing, worst podcast ever, by the way. If you guys didn't know already, is not a good time here at Layman in the Morning. But we got cubicles. We didn't get cubicles. We moved into a new office at my job. Hey now, hey. I don't know what that was. Nah, that's me having a seizure, definitely. Um, Yeah, we moved into a new office at my job that I got hired back at. Let's talk about it, man. I mean, in reference to the sitting and standing segue that I tried to work out, I'm trying so hard to not look at this spider. I just feel like it's gonna jump on me and climb into my asshole some way. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't. I have to say asshole at least once every episode. So gear up for that every Saturday morning. Jesus, and I'm already itchy. Shouts out to my boy Christian that told me to get some bug repellent. Oh Christ. You know, I like me a little I like me a little pause in the podcast. I like me a little pause in the pod. I like just not saying shit for a while, you know? I don't mind the dead air. It's all good. I just gotta scratch my leg. I'm gonna do it. And if I don't have nothing to say while I scratch my leg, it's just gonna happen. You're just gonna be watching me scratching my leg. Now, on a format such as, you know, Apple or Play Music or Spotify, you're just gonna be driving to work and you're just gonna hear some various, itchy sounds and no one talking about what's happening. And you're gonna be like on your way to work, you're gonna be like, well, this guy fell asleep, what's happening here? Nah, it's just me scratching my leg. And it's just me being comfortable with the dead air. That's what's going on here, guys. If I run out of things to say, you know me, per usual, I'm going to say it at the beginning of each podcast. I don't have any topics. Therefore, if I run out of things to say, I'm out of things to say. And you're just going to watch me in real time crank the gears inside my fleeting mind, inside of what I have left that can be considered as a functioning mind and brain. And you're just gonna watch me try to work that to get a complete thought out. So that's just what's happening right now. And in that moment earlier, I just had to scratch my leg and I didn't say anything for a bit, and that's okay. I got hairy legs. Shouts out to Joe Biden. Oh Christ. So what are we doing today? Oh yeah. Cubicles. Jesus, Christmas. Tangents on tangents. So there's cubicles at the new office. I don't know where I was going with this conversation, but we moved into a new office. Where we were before. It's weird because how I described it to my mom, it feels like I always feel like I'm too close to the mic. We got a social distance with the mic too. We got a social distance with everything around me here, okay? Sorry, I just keep adjusting. I just like touching this thing in general, though. I feel at home. I feel at peace when I'm just fondling the mic as I talk. I don't know. It just especially when podcasters do like this, where they grip the mic like that and just, I don't know. I just feel like I feel kind of like a stand-up too. I hold the mic and just reposition it and just kind of dancing with it at that point. Are we ever going to talk about this office? Probably not. We're probably never going to get to it. But we'll try. I'll damn near try. I'll try to try. Cubicles at the new office, and this is me rubbing my stomach again. Jesus H. I notice a lot of nuances that I do. And you don't notice it in the moment, but when I'm editing and just looking back at everything I do, such as like pulling my briefs out that one episode and just doing like this during my last, when I reviewed the homie Aerospace's album, this rapper I like, check out the last episode. I did a reaction to a rap album. And I'm just doing like this. And I'm like, I've addressed it before, but I don't know. Obviously, there's going to be like maybe some new, I don't have a dedicated fan base, obviously. So everyone who sees this is going to watch for like 5 minutes and then click off. But I know it's a new group of people each time. It's not the same person who's like, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's get ready for that layman in the morning on Saturdays. Oh my goodness, this is what I look forward to every Saturday or Sunday morning. That new layman in the morning hitter, baby. Oh yes, I can't wait. The thought of someone looking forward to these episodes, Jesus Christmas. But anyway, I say that to say it's just I don't know why I do this, and I hope you guys know that I also don't know what's going on when this happens. But I just feel kind of comfortable, you know. I just like rubbing my stomach. I'm like the Black Al Bundy in this itch. So that's just the vibe right now. And I will establish the vibe. We'll find a song to play to keep the vibe going. But I just want to talk about this new office if I ever get to talk about it. Um, so where we were, it was a little tiny office building. Um, Couple rooms. What's that? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. About 8 to 9 rooms in the building we were at, and we all had our own little offices. Like literally my own room, which was kind of dope for transitioning from a job where I cleaned carpets and hated myself into a job where I answered phones for courts and hated myself. But at least, I had an office while I hated myself, which was a big difference. So, that was crazy, like being hired into that, and I have a touch screen computer. I still have the touch screen computer. We just moved it over to the new office, but the two monitors and a touch screen computer, and we it just this big ass monitor where you can. It's like a fucking iPad and everything, and you feel like Tony Stark. You're like Jesus Christ. Um, Albert, what's Tony Stark's? What's Iron Man's Jarvis? Jarvis, show me the nearest Panera. It's just something like that. But you're doing it with your hands, so you don't feel as much of much as a bitch when you're looking up the nearest Panera close to you. What am I talking about? Anyway, we all had our own little offices. I came in, touchscreen computer, big ass desk, bigger than I could handle. I did not use the extent of that desk. I probably used like 25% of that desk. A lot of drawers, a lot of things that opened up, a lot of things that pulled out, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't need all this. But I mean, nice to have in case you wanted to, I don't know, open up a fucking Wendy's to the left of you. It was such a big desk. It was such a large desk. Jesus Christ. Bin Laden hid in my desk for at least 2 to 3 years. It's so big. You had so many little knickknacks in it. So large for no reason. But anyway, oh Christ. This is how we do it on Layman in the Morning. A thing lands on my shoulder. I don't notice it for a solid 30 minutes. And I freak out on camera. Second time I freaked out in the beginning of a podcast due to a bug. Can I just make sure that nothing else is on me? It makes me mad because it's not like the camera zoomed in or anything. You just it's kind of like a wide shot, waist up shot of me. So you can't see what landed on me. I don't even know what landed on me. It was something brown, and it came at me with a vengeance. And I'm looking back at the spider, and I'm kind of just having a breakdown right now, if I can be honest with you. But we're gonna keep going. This thing just perched on my shoulder and said, "What the fuck is up?" That thing landed on my shoulder like Kanye, fresh off the plane. Konnichiwa, bitches. That bug landed on my shoulder and said, "Hey, I am the captain now." I'm sure it's the same one that attacked me that last episode. Those bastards. I'm gonna stay outside though. We're good. We're good. Cause mama ain't raised no bitch, but she kind of did. Um, New office. Anyway, I had my own office at the old place. I had my own room anyway. It was cool, and everybody had their own rooms. It was pretty dope. Um, just quiet, chill, and just small and quaint, the setup. So I'm thinking now. I keep just looking at my shoulder just to make sure nothing is eating my flesh, but I'm trying to think how many times has that happened in the course of this podcast, and I just didn't notice. You know, how many times has something been on me, and I just didn't catch it the first time? I'm legit about to just feel like I'm in a JT music video, just trying to get these bugs off me. Um, yeah. So the setup of the new. Where are we? I don't want to check the time. I feel like if I check the time, the slower it goes, the more you check it. Something like that. That's a quote somewhere. There's a quote somewhere in there. Is this the worst episode ever? I gotta ask myself that nowadays. Is this the worst episode of the podcast ever? Um, Jesus Christmas. So anyway, the layout of the old office, everybody had their own rooms. It was small, it was quaint, it was nice. And we had a little cat running around. Not when I got hired, but a couple months afterwards, we had like two cats just running around. Well, one cat wasn't anxious shit. It was the cat version of me, basically. It just stayed upstairs all day and just kind of hated life and people. But that one warmed up to us eventually. But we had another cat that was more social and outgoing that just kind of walked around the office and shit in mine once. But other than that, she was adorable. Her name was Lizzie. I call her Elizabeth whenever she do something bad, and it was a good time, man. Not that it's not a good time now. It's just different. It's just kind of different, and everybody senses it. We're in this bigger office that apparently used to be a school, and it was set up to be an office building. And it's cubicles, man. It's cubicles, which is like, it's one thing to work a 9 to 5, or technically an 8 to 5. But when it's like an 8 to 5 with cats running around and having your own room and just a lackadaisical kind of environment. I was wearing shorts. It was a dress code at this new office, but there wasn't any dress code at the old one, and there was a cat, and I don't know. It just felt loosey. It just felt like a loosey goosey kind of vibe. Everything was kind of chill. What's this? This is the universal. I feel like this is like a DJ kind of. Jesus H. I'm Is this the worst episode ever? You know what I mean, though. It was just kind of chill. You know what I mean? As I just walk out of the shot, it was kind of just a good time. We were wearing just shorts and whatnot. The ladies were wearing whatever they were doing, and I don't know, just less strict and less, just more loosey goosey. You know, whatever. This new place with the cubicles and the that's the biggest thing about it. And mainly there's it's more of a open, what do you call it? It's just more of an open environment, because like I said, there's no one has their own, well, some people have their own individual rooms and whatnot, if you've been there for a while, and just the more important people, and they have their own rooms and shit. But some people who do have their own rooms got to share with another person, and it's like and I'm in a cubicle. I don't hate it, and I don't. It's not like I don't like it. It's just a weird thing to get used to. And how I described to my mom, coming from that environment into this one with like a cat running around, and I'm wearing like booty shorts and you know, that's pretty much it. I keep naming the things that are that I liked more about the old office, and it's pretty much just having my own room and wearing shorts. I'm gonna miss wearing shorts because the dress code here does not allow it. Does not allow it. And I really wanted to break out my pink shorts in that new building with all the new people coming through. But what are you gonna do? Priorities, Anyway, yeah, just cubicles and shit. I just keep saying cubicles. We're naming this episode cubicles 1,000%. But I don't mind it too much. It's just and everybody, it's a thing for everybody to get used to. Just coming from the other office, and we're merging with like two other companies. They're all gonna be there, and yeah, it's just change, man, change, good or bad changes. In your life, takes a bit to get used. Like it doesn't mean I don't want to say good or bad changes because that kind of messes up my point that I was trying to make. But changes in general, you don't know if it's good or bad yet. So you're just kind of navigating the situation ever so slightly, looking at my left shoulder just to make sure nothing is murdering me, as if I don't have a right shoulder. Um, I don't know. It's weird, bro, because you don't necessarily know if it's gonna be good or bad yet. So it's like, and you can perceive it to be a bad change, but bad changes can always turn out to be good, and good changes that you would think can always turn out to be bad. So you're kind of just when a change that directly affects your life happens to you, it's one of those things where it's like, damn, I'm kind of in just in this gray area right now. You know, the biggest I want to say the biggest well, one of the bigger changes in my life. Spider is still there, just making sure it doesn't jump down and fight me. Um, was when my parents had a divorce, and I had to well, I'm trying to think. I know what I'm trying to say. I'm not having like a emotional moment right now. Just my memory's just shit. um, I say after my parents' divorce, when my dad moved out of the county, because I was going to school from my pop's house after the divorce, so I could stay in the same county that that I started in originally when my folks were together. But then they got a divorce, and the split up and everything, and I started going to school from my dad's place because he was still in the same county that I went to elementary school in. So I was going to middle school there, and then he moved even farther out, and then I could no longer, go to school from his place because he lived like 30, 45 minutes away or something like that. Shouts out to Cartersville. So then I just had to go to a new school, which I perceived as a bad change. Obviously, because I'm leaving my friends and whatnot, and I mean, every kid goes through that, and to some degree, not every kid. Some kids, start school with their friends and finish it with their friends, which is like, good for you. That's awesome. But some kids, a lot of kids have to experience that change of, damn, these people that I grew up with, gotta cut them off, whether I like it or not. It sucks. You can hang out with them outside of school and whatnot, but you're not there with them, and it's weird, man. It's super weird, mostly upsetting, and you're completely against it, you know, for a while. I mean, at least I was, because moving to a new high school anyway, in a different county. It was weird because, like, I hate to be that guy, but I was going to school in Cobb County, going to high school in Cobb County. Was going to Kell, then moving to Cherokee County. Going to school at Etowah. hate to be that guy, but there was a lot more white people at the Cherokee County. You know what I mean? And Cobb County, it was a good mix. It was a good mix. There was a lot of black kids, a lot of white kids. So I was like, all right, I'm the best of both worlds here. But Cherokee County, Jesus Christmas, you're kind of just in a mayonnaise jar. Sorry if you're Caucasian viewing this. I don't mean to say that in an offensive way. I was just trying to get a joke off, but you're definitely in a you're definitely in a you're definitely mingling with a bottle of ranch in Cherokee County schools, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. It was just different. It was just weird, and not in a bad way, but just you know I don't even want to say like a culture shock. It was just like, okay, whoa, this is a change. This is a change, boy. Um, Not only that, which was like, whatever. That was very minute, but it was also like you know I guess what you could consider other minute things such as taking the bus. My bus rides. Um, I guess there was like 50 fucking stops before mine, or I was the last stop actually. Spider's still there. um, my neighborhood was the last stop, obviously, to the school. Like, cause why would it be the first? Why would they make it easy on me? So when I get on the bus, every seat was occupied. In the first couple of weeks, I didn't know that we were the last stop. Um, and I noticed all the people. There's like 3 or 4 people that I was waiting with at the bus stop. When the bus got there, they were beelining to that bitch, and I was like, well, I mean, it's not that serious. And then I noticed, like, oh, okay, nowhere to fucking sit. So I was sitting like 3 to a seat. I'm hanging off by an ass cheek the first couple weeks. I eventually got more aggressive, but like, damn, son, that sucked, bro. Now that was objectively a bad change. I was like, then I asked people that were already, because the seats, all of them already had like 2 people in it, and sometimes I would just I didn't feel like walking to the back. I'll just ask the first person, uh, one of the people at the front seats, can I, yeah, it's like you see what's happening. Can I? Let me just squeeze in here. Let me just fit one cheek in here, bro. And some of them would say no. Some of them would be like, "Ah, my bad, bro. Not, yeah." And who can blame them, bro? Got this, got my lanky ass just kind of on you like that the whole ride. This is legit how I was sitting. I swear to God, I'm just kind of like, so you a senior, or I'm just kind of twerking on niggas for the whole ride until I get to school, just hanging off, and no exaggeration, by an ass cheek, and my legs will be so sore, just just such a strain on my legs until we got to school. It's like, damn, son, it was so shitty. But changes like that, and obviously going through the motions of making new friends, and just all that, weird and awkward stuff that also comes with high school. Finding a place to sit at lunch, and people were sweet. They were. I had almost immediately. Some people were like, "Hey, come and sit with us, bro," and mingle with those guys, and eventually life works out, and you make friends and stuff like that, or it gets worse. Sometimes it gets worse. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Sometimes you kind of hate it for the rest of the 4 years for some people. But I happened to meet my best friend there. Sorry, I happened to meet my best friend there. Shouts out to my boy Johnny C. Shouts out to my nigga Christian. Shouts out to my nigga Mason. None of them black. I don't know why I'm calling them my niggas. But if you know what I mean, hey, anybody can be my nigga. And it turned out to be a positive change, honestly. My first girlfriend there, like I said, met people I'm still friends with to this day. I don't know why I say to this day. I only graduated like 4 years ago. But I don't know, man. I guess I say all this to say is that we should definitely be open to the idea of a change. Like I said, I don't hate the new office that we're in. I don't hate the cubicles. It's just weird, going from a place where um, you have cats running around, and it's more of a just a chill environment in terms of just the dress code and just less strict. Everybody's just kind of doing whatever the fuck to kind of like a suit and tie kind of. I mean, not that we have to dress up like suit and that we can wear jeans and shit like that at the new office, but I don't know. There is this overwhelming, not overwhelming, overlooming kind of overlooming sense of professionalism that you gotta have. Like don't kind of act or look any kind of way here kind of vibe. So, which is understandable. I mean, you're representing a company, but I don't know. It's just something to think about. Just being more open to. I mean, and at the new office, if I could say the benefits, since we're in the cubicles, um, I do feel more obligated to talk to people. I guess in a way, because I'm not good at initiating. When I'm in the conversation, I'll have the conversation with you. I mean, you know, I just can't get over. I'm bad at getting over that hump of, hey, how are you, and stuff like that. That's something I'm just working on with myself. But once I'm there, once I'm with you, baby. I mean, you gotta cut me off, spray me with a water bottle, cause I'll go on for ages. But terrible at initiating any kind of conversation or hangout or whatever the case is. So with this new office, being in the cubicles, the people that were at the old office were where we were spread out, kind of, sort of, in our own little, rooms. We're kind of just shoulder to shoulder with each other now. So if I ever have like a question or something like that, I can just turn around and just, face to face with someone, and yada yada yada. I'm already right here because we have this group chat thing that we use, but it's kind of obsolete now since we're literally right next to each other, and it's just kind of retarded to ask somebody a question when it's like, hey, my nigga, you 2 feet away from me. So, just stand up and talk to somebody, which is not, like I said, it with that aspect of eliminating the middleman of the group chat, just standing up and saying, hey, what's up, yada yada yada, just more in-person contact. It's kind of nice, and I feel like that's good for me to have because, like I said, I need to get better at initiating and starting a conversation. Don't know any more benefits with the new office, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I mean, like I said, I don't hate it. It's just you know. But yeah, man. I told my mom I just feel like I feel like the average adult now, and not to say that the average adult is a bad connotation, but it's just like I come from this background of where are we, right? 34 minutes. Okay, we got to wrap this up and get to the fucking albums. Um, I I came from this background of working retail, and what comes with retail is like the people who work in retail, at least, is people that are kids and stuff like that. You're straight out of high school or you're still in school, and saying that this office environment the one we had before the cubicles, with the cats running around, and then the shorts and my touchscreen and Panera near me, and you think that was chill, bro? I'm just openly making dick jokes with my, or the people at my last couple jobs because they were damn near the same age as me, and it was just a much more loose environment. I'm like, because I guess when I think about it, I'm the youngest person at at my job. I'm 22, and everybody else is in their 30s, and they pooped out some kids in their life, and not that that's a weird dynamic, but it's like it's like my manager was telling me about. She was like, I didn't realize how mature you were until I was around another 22-year-old, and then now I had, because obviously she's like, don't want to get this wrong because sometimes she watches these episodes. Sorry, Elisa, but she's in her 30s. She's 30, I believe. So obviously she's not hanging around with other 22-year-olds. So when she did hang around with one at like a party or something like that, and they were being like all belligerent and stuff like that, she had a direct reference to being to me, and me also being 22, and it's like, wow, this 22-year-old isn't that 22-year-old, that didn't make any sense. That literally didn't make any sense. This girl isn't that guy when you think about it. Honestly, when you put two and two together, this girl is definitely not that guy. I don't know what the fuck I was trying to say there, but she had a direct reference to one 22-year-old in comparison to another 22-year-old, and she was like, "Wow, you're much more mature than that girl that was at the party, and she's like the same age as you. I like it's it's just a weird, a big divide by your guys' personalities." But I told her, I was like, you catch me at the wrong or the right. Definitely the wrong. If you catch me at the wrong time when I'm with my friends or whatever, or just on this podcast in general, then you'll definitely notice that I'm definitely a time and place kind of guy. Because at my old retail jobs and the carpet cleaning job I was with, I was the guy I was working with, that I would go on jobs with. He was at least 2 or 3 years older than me, so you gotta imagine everybody I'm working around, in their 20s and stuff like that, just being with them for like 4 or 5 hours a day, however long I work. Um, we're just kind of dicking around, and we're just kind of making fart jokes and stuff like that, and I don't know, the maturity was just out the window, and that was the case for a lot of the jobs that I was at. Because, like I said, you're working at fast food, you're working at retail, with the exception of this carpet cleaning job. Well, not the exception. Like I said, the guy was as old as me, just a tad older. But with those jobs, you're just working around some other kids. It's just you're just kind of goofing around, man. And then being in this environment, I mean, which not like you can't joke around these guys, because I've had a Christmas party with them and whatnot, and I've heard stories that they get loosey goosey, and I've seen it to an extent. They get turned, but I'm saying in the actual work environment, while you're there, while you're on the clock, I was making dick jokes with my friends at the carpet cleaning and the retail and the restaurant gigs I had. In comparison to here, it's like, okay, these guys got kids. I can't say half of the stuff that I say on this podcast in an office setting, especially with when there's cubicles around, if you're in the forest and there's a cubicle around, you kind of just got to be on your best behavior, you know. If there's a cubicle in the vicinity, and then you kind of just got to chill out, you know. And I 1,000% can't say anything, not anything, but I 1,000% can't say a lot of what I say on this podcast, or make jokes about what I joke about. So it's just I don't know how we got onto this, but like I said, man, when I'm in it, I'm in it. Um, but anyway, yeah. I mean, bruh, what is that? Excuse me? There's like a bee in this tree up here, and it sounds like someone was pissing. Okay, wow, that came to a screeching halt. I apologize, and that spider's still up there. I'm sorry, I keep looking at it, but it just sounded like someone was just dumping some water in the tree above me. Good God. Anyway, yeah, I don't know how we got into that conversation, and I don't even know if I want to talk about the hottest albums of the mid-year. But hold on, let me see. 9:35. We're at 41 minutes. Do we even want to get into this, guys? I actually kind of like the conversation about changes. I do like that conversation because it is something that a lot of people, and not that I can provide any kind of advice on it, but at the least what I can provide is be more open to it because I really think we should. Because like I said, no one knows a good, if it's necessarily a good or a bad change yet. You know, it's just something to think about. Cause like I said, I met my best friend, France, through battery low. Oh man! All right, we're going on camera audio, guys. We're doing it. We're doing it again. We're doing it again. It's the second time this happened on the podcast. God damn it! Fuck me sideways. All right, let me wait. Well, hold on. All right, yeah. Let me just make sure that audio saved. Absolutely. I hope the camera's picking this. Last time this happened, the camera picked up a pretty good. It picked up the audio pretty well, but just setting the mic aside, I per usual don't know. I'm Ricky Bobby out here, and that being said, I don't know what to do with my hands. I like touching the. I like touching the thing. I like touching the thing, and it's. I just feel like a kung fu master, just making these gestures. Like he looks like he knows what he's doing, but he really just doesn't have a mic stand, and he doesn't know what to do with his hands. Therefore, he's just kind of just navigating this situation. God damn it! I don't want to put my hands in my. I don't know. Just don't look at my hands the whole time for the rest of the podcast, for the rest of the 20 minutes. Oh yeah, I don't have a. Okay, so 9:55, we will end this bad boy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Change, man. I'm bringing the mic back. I don't care if it's not on. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's not on. I just feel comfortable with it. I just feel more comfortable with it. Oh, damn it. Yeah. I guess we can wrap it up on the change conversation. I don't know. I really just wanted to talk about the transition. Oh Jesus, transition I had at my my job. That's honestly the biggest thing that happened this week, besides the fucking kids at the YMCA camp getting corona at the same time. Who heard about that, by the way? I have the. I guess we can get into that. I have that article. I have that article just in case things got weird and I just started talking about cubicles for an hour. Just in case I started talking about my job for an hour, I had this I had this article pulled up. Raven County. Shouts out to Raven. They're one of our courts. Hey, hey, hey. At my job. A CDC report released Friday reveals that hundreds of campers at a North Georgia YMCA were infected with coronavirus, Doroni Bologna, and just days before the camp was shut down. Channel 2 Action News has confirmed that the report documents COVID-19 cases at the YMCA's camp High Harbor on Lake Burton in Raven County. I don't know if I read that correctly, but we're just going to keep going. According to the report, of the 597 residents who attended the camp, 344 were tested and 260 tested positive for the virus. So 344 of them, 260 of them tested positive. Jesus Christmas. So what does that leave? Like 44 people uninfected? Simple math, Xavier. I don't know. What's that about? About 40 people got off scot-free. 40, 44. The camp was only open for 4 days before being shut down because of the virus, and officials followed all recommended safety protocols. But you didn't. You didn't follow 80 of the safety protocols, because the fact of the matter is you held a camp that had at least 344 people attending it, so you can't even social distance if you tried. I feel like I'm bending this bad boy. I'm sorry, Mikey. I apologize. You can't even begin to social distance with 344. You can't even fathom. You can't even think about. I'm gonna put a count up here with how many times I looked up at this goddamn spider, because it's just kind of chilling there. Spiders are the most patient insects in the universe, because they'll sit in one spot for at least, at the minimum, 6 to 7 years and just not move and be content with it. I wonder what he's waiting for. I genuinely wonder what this guy is thinking, just kind of chilling on the side of my house. Is he kind of just watching this podcast, just being like, wow, this guy sucks? Or is he kind of just waiting on his next meal to fly in his mouth? I don't know. It could be all of the above. He could be hungry, and he could be looking down at this podcast like, wow, this is a monstrosity. And I don't blame him for it. Just so relaxed, so poised. He hasn't moved since I got out here. He's big as hell for just no reason, man. But he's just kind of doing his thing. And I'm still checking my shoulder, because I feel like a bug's going to fly on it. And that's just where we're at right now. Jesus Christmas, 344 people, 260 infected. Why? It's like, why are we still going out? Why are we still going out? But I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I have cabin fever too. Bro. And the fact of the matter is, I was texting a shorty. I was texting a baddie. She ghosted me a couple days ago, but at the time I was texting her, alright? Just going back and forth. I would say hey, she would say hey. I would say, what you doing? She says nothing. Riveting conversation. I was the Larry King of text in that time span that we were talking. It actually did get it was interesting at some points. But anyway, I think he moved a bit. Anyway, I had cabin fever so much that at any given moment, if she was like, hey, wanna hang, I would have said yeah. I feel like, of course. Hey. Yes. She could have said, as soon as she texted me, do you want to hang? as she's typing it, even before she sent it, my senses would have gone off. I would have been at her, under what? I would have been at her doorstep immediately, right before she sent the text. And she would be like, how do you have my address? And I would be like, hey, don't worry about it. Immediately be at her house. As soon as she's thinking about typing, do you want to hang? And it be like that sometimes, you know? And I feel like everybody is experiencing that. They just want a reason to be outside at this point. And I can't blame anyone for that. Now, hanging out with your friends, okay, whatever. Going to a camp with 343 other people? Alright. Chill out. Don't. Stop it. You know? Get some help. Shouts out to Michael Jordan. I don't know, man. You would think people would get it by now. You would think, right? It's kind of like those faith in humanity memes, but I don't know. America just feels like a big meme right now, honestly. I know I'm a meme in this podcast. I'm definitely a meme. Especially with the way I'm reacting to these bugs just ever so gently fucking my shit over. But I can't believe I did that twice in a row. I freaked out over a bug 2 podcasts in a row, and that makes me so upset. Right after my boy said, hey, get some bug spray. And in my head I was like, nah. Look where I'm at now. No mic. Big ass spider. I'm wearing a Green Bay Packers shirt that I stole. I technically stole this. I technically stole this shirt. We bought a suitcase. My mom and I, we bought a suitcase from Ross, Dress for Less. Shouts out to them. Sponsor the podcast. Hey, sponsor the podcast, Ross. My numbers are low. And that's my pitch. Ross, sponsor the podcast. My numbers are low and no one watches this. Hey, Ross, sponsor your boy. Ross, sponsor the podcast because no one watches this and I get anxious often. We bought a suitcase from there, and the shirt was in it, so I was like, hey, scoopity doopity, this shirt's going on my boopity, whatever that means. This is what happens when I don't have a mic. I just, you know, I just make awful rhymes that don't make sense. We're kind of just trucking along here. I forgot when I was going to end this. I don't know, 9:55 I believe. I know I had 20 minutes left at the time the microphone died. I guess I can check the viewfinder again. I'm just gonna get ever so close to you guys. We're at 53 minutes. So, okay, we only got 7 minutes left. Hell yeah. So just about, yeah, 9:55. Okay. Back on track. We're back on track. The boys are back in town. Just making sure I'm in frame. Yeah, shouts out to those guys that got infected. I mean, is that a shout out? Is that deserving of a shout out? I hope they're okay. I mean, I'm sure it was a bunch of kids. Small part of me hopes it was a bunch of adults at a YMCA camp that got infected. I actually want it so bad to be several adults that got infected at a YMCA camp. Can you go? What's the cutoff for going to camp with other people? Like to a camp. Not camping, but like going to a camp. What's the cutoff age? I don't think I would do that now at 22. You asked me to go to a camp at... Bro. You asked me to go to a camp, bro, for the summer. At my age right now, I'll slap you in the face. I'll slap you. I won't take a second to hesitate before I slap you in the face. And I apologize and in advance. But it's really no trouble. It really takes nothing for me to slap you in the goddamn face, and I'll backhand you afterwards. Don't ask me to go to your camp. I feel like 12 and under, 15 and under are good going to camp ages. And trust me, I do a lot of nerdy shit, bro. I do a lot of nerdy shit. But camps, get out of here. Get out of here, bro. I'm trying to make a bit out of this, and it's just kind of not working, but you know, it is how I feel about camp stuff. Golly. And just being in a cabin or whatever the setup is. What are you, just in a cabin with your boys? Are you just in a cabin with the homies? That's a big ass camp. The 344 people? If I was to go to a camp, I would hope it's like 30 at most. Not even. That's me being generous. I would like to go to a camp with at least 15 people. If I ever had to go to a camp, 15 people maximum. And at the least 4. And I have to know one of them. I have to be cool with one of them. Going to camp with 4 of your friends, though, that's kind of just Brokeback Mountain, you know? Not to say I'm gonna diddle somebody, but somebody might diddle me. Somebody might have other intentions. You're not gonna catch me getting diddled. No, thank you. Don't diddle me. Don't diddle me. Alright. Yeah. 15 people maximum. 344 niggas is just too much. Can we say that? Is it safe to say that 344 people at one camp is too much? Can we establish that? Can we agree on that? Like I said, don't go to a camp at all. Just don't. Just avoid it in general. Before and after the pandemic, you should have been avoiding camps. Alright? That should be the main goal. They should teach about it in schools, like, you know, it should be math, science, history, and avoiding any kind of summer camp 101. Leave in the comments if you've been to a summer camp, though. I never been to one, and I have no regrets about it. I don't even know if black kids go to camps. Do black kids go to summer camps, or they just go to their auntie's house for the summer? I don't know. How does that fucking work? Going to camps is like the widest thing in the universe when I think about it. Jesus Christmas. I guarantee you the 44 of those kids that weren't affected were definitely black kids. Ah! Oh, shit. The thought of that. I need to look that up. What's the demographic of Rabin, Georgia? What's the racial demographic? We're about to wrap up here. I'm sorry. We're gonna end this extravagant bit on summer camps, because I know you guys want to hear more, definitely. But we gotta end it. Rabin, racial. I don't even know how to search what I'm searching. Demo. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, well, okay, so we got our answer, my G's. We have our answer right here, my babies. Hold on, where is it? I just saw the percentage. God damn it, where is it? Where is it? Alright, hold on. I have it here. Alright, the largest Rabin County racial ethnic groups are 87% white, 8% Hispanic, 1.7% black. Ah! This isn't me going on a rant like white people are deserving of, whoever got affected or deserving of it because they're white or whatever the case is. I'm just saying, going to a summer camp is easily the whitest thing you can do in the universe. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, if you ever been to a summer camp, if you ever considered going to a summer camp, you're most likely Caucasian. Zero things wrong with that. Nothing wrong with Caucasians. My best friend's a Caucasian. I gotta ask him if he's been to a summer camp. He probably has. Him or his brother or his sister had to go to one, or his parents. I think your obligation as a white person is to go to a summer camp at least once in your life. And, then you fulfill the prophecy. Then you can go about your life and, follow your dreams and shit. But before all that, definitely go to a summer camp, and you can mark it off the list of your white obligations. Where are we at right now? Jesus Christ. I was trying to find a bit, and I think I found one. 9:55. I think we're there. And I never established a vibe. Yeah, we hit an hour. I never established a vibe. I wanted to play a song, just kind of groove a little bit, just to get a certain mood going, establish a vibe, as I said, for the podcast. But I guess I didn't need that, and instead I just kind of went on a rant about white people going to summer camps. Which is, is there anything wrong with that? Hey, no. I'll answer it for you. No. Super okay if you've gone to a summer camp. Just realize it's because you're white. And it's definitely in your DNA to register and sign up for Camp YMCA with 344 other people. Oh, damn it. Well, we hit an hour. We didn't talk about rap albums, but we did talk about change and summer camps. Hell yeah. Is that a good episode? Who knows? My name is Xavier. My name is Xavier. This has been another episode of Layman in the Morning. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Hey guys, just showing you what I've been staring at for the past hour. This big bastard right here, Jesus H. Jesus Christmas. That's a big boy. That's a thick ass boy. Damn boy, he thick boy. That's a thick ass boy. Pow pow.